My name is Kelsey Kane, and I'm from New Braunfels, Texas. I chose PRMA because, well, for a couple of reasons actually. My breast surgeon at the Start Center, work a lot with them, and so they recommended I go to them. But I also had another girlfriend of mine who didn't have breast cancer, but she did have to have breast reconstructive surgery after her failed implants. So she highly suggested PRMA. So just with the two of those, it seemed like it was a perfect fit. And I'm so glad that I did, because ever since, from the first moment that I went in there, that I had my first appointment with Dr. Nastala, and just the first time even the ladies calling me over the phone to get my pre-auth work, pre-paperwork done to go in, everyone was just so amazing and so welcoming, and it definitely helped my experience just that much more. So in August of 2021, I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma, which is a breast cancer of the breast. Mine was, I had a pretty large tumor, and they considered that a grade 3 tumor because it was growing largely, but it could also have spread really quickly. So I had to undergo immediate neoadjuvant chemo to kind of shrink down that tumor size and everything. And then once I was finished with all that, we were able to get the tumor down pretty significantly, but not all the way. So when I made the decision, at first I was kind of being told that I would be fine with a lumpectomy, but something in me just told me, go with the double mastectomy, you won't regret it. You know, I'm only 31 years old, and I was 30 at the time, so I really just wanted to take all the aggressive ways possible in order to prevent as much as I could from this disease coming back. So I went in with my breast surgeon, and Dr. DeBerry, she was the one that recommended me I go to PRMA to talk about reconstruction. And my initial visit with Dr. Nastala, I kind of had in my mind that, I saw everybody else getting implants. And so I just assumed, that's the best, easiest way to go. I'd seen some posts and comments here and there about the DIEP flap. I didn't know anybody that had it personally, but I'm a part of a bunch of support groups on Facebook, and we all talk about these things. So, but DIEP flap was one of the things that they talked about, but I never really looked much into it myself. But Dr. Nastala actually brought it up, and he explained it to me, and he said, this really would be the best option. Just because you are so young and your body will recover from it really easily, much quicker, and you won't have to worry about the complications that could come with having implants. And after thinking about it for a while too, I decided I didn't want the constant upkeep of having implants and having to go in every so many years and get them updated or fixed however they needed to be upkept. Sorry. So I think we decided then and there in that appointment that I was going to go with the DIEP flap choice, and I still didn't know much about it. I mean, if anybody knows anything about DIEP flap, there's so much that really it gets into. It's not, and I'm not saying this to talk down about breast implants, but it's a little bit more of an invasive surgery than just getting breast implants. So I knew I had a lot of homework to do when I got home to really research as much as I could about what exactly it was that I was going to be doing in a couple months. And so I looked up a bunch of it online, and I started to, I was really anticipating it because from what I could see online, the pictures and stuff, it just seemed very invasive to me, and it was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping and wondering if I was doing the right thing, but when it came down to it, I actually had the surgery in February, this past February of 2022, and it's been great ever since. I've had no issues. I mean, there were times during the recovery and stuff when I was really questioning, like, if I was actually going to make it through. But it's more of a mind over matter type of thing, because you have no idea what your body is capable of doing and recovering from, and you know, changing the way that it can. And these doctors, especially the doctors at PRMA, who, after looking extensively into their, you know, backgrounds and stuff, which they have on the PRMA websites, you can just see that they've dedicated their careers to this DIEP flap procedure. And they wanted to really make something available for women that have to go through mastectomies or, you know, what it may be, that they are able to be given back their bodies to the closest that they would have been before their breasts got removed. So I just thought that that was absolutely incredible. I grew so much more in love with them at PRMA, and it's just been the best choice ever for me. So pain level was a little bit interesting because, so when you're done in phases, the first phase is the initial, like, the doozy, lack of a better term. But for me, I had a double mastectomy done at the same time. So it was a double mastectomy to DIEP flap performed. So, but the pain, I mean, it was very manageable. I had stayed in the hospital for 2 days, and nurses around the clock checking me and making sure that I was okay, that the flaps were, you know, responding well. So they were always there. I know that they also have an amazing medication protocol, pain management protocol that I don't know how more places, more hospitals don't have that implicated in to their standard routines, because I didn't even take a narcotic. Maybe 1 or 2 times I took one, but it was Tylenol, aspirin, and gabapentin for the nerve pain, because the nerve pain is pretty significant. But once, and then you're also on kind of a nerve block, I believe that's what it's called. So initially after surgery, it seemed like mine lasted for at least 2 days after I got home. So I felt great, to say the least. I felt fine for those first 2 days. It really was after I started getting up and moving around a lot more, but nothing that wasn't manageable. And I just had to keep telling myself, you know, this is just a phase, this is just a step to get to the next part. And the next part, you're gonna feel so much better. The pain is only temporary. And it was little to no pain considering what exactly was just done. And I definitely couldn't have done it without the help of my mom, was my caretaker. So I would highly suggest, if you do get this procedure done, you definitely need a buddy or a friend or someone you can trust and rely on to really, really be there for you at least the first week. so you can kind of get your bearings again. But the pain wasn't too bad, and then you kind of get used to it over time, and because it lessens and it lessens and it lessens. So it's like whatever pain you're feeling that day is way less than what you were feeling a few days ago. So as long as you're staying on top of like the aspirin or the Tylenol or whatever they have you on, and the gabapentin, which is the most important because gabapentin is for nerve pain, and you feel a lot of nerve pain. So that helps really well. But the pain was nothing, in my opinion, to what it could have been. I absolutely love my results. I could not be more happy. You psych yourself out so much because you're on the internet, you're Googling, and all these other people tell you their stories, and it's like, so you psych yourself out thinking that it's not going to turn out the way that you wanted it to, or it's not going to be what you wanted, and you're just going to end up being really sad. But that is just not the case. I couldn't be more happy with my results. I truly, truly, truly could not. I will say that I know there are women that do have, they have to go through a little bit more. I had a nipple and skin sparing double mastectomy, so I was very, very blessed with that. I know there are so many women who have to lose their nipples or the skin. However, I'm telling you, just everybody at PRMA, they just make it so that you are so comfortable. They want you to feel like you're okay. And anytime I felt like I didn't like something I saw, or I thought something was healing wrong, I would immediately email Katie, my nurse, and she would be like, no, it's okay. And then she'd be like, but if you want to come in, we can definitely take a look at that for you, just whenever. So it really, it's amazing. I couldn't be more happy, and I'm so proud. And I'm so proud, not of myself, but I'm proud to say that I went to PRMA, and just to be completely honest, not to sound cheesy or anything, it's true.